What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You know I had to come back and start uploading again for the Battle Sisters V Premium reveals because, God, I love this deck. So, let's just jump right into them. So first, we got the Reverse unit, Hectic Battle Sister Fromage Reverse. During your turn, for each of your lock cards, all of your Battle Sister units gain power plus 5,000. And then, active Vanguard Circle, counterblast one, discard one. Look at the same number of cards at the top of your deck as the number of your Battle Sister units. If they put any number of them on top of your deck, put the remaining on the bottom of your deck. Then cost, lock one or more of your Battle Sister rear guards with different names for each card locked. Cost, draw one card. I think this card is just worse than Fromage in pretty much every single way. I think in no way you're ever going to run this card over Fromage. The powers actually just does not matter. You can lock two and then like make one rear guard column big, but then it's just the way the guarding numbers work out, it just doesn't even matter. Just so for instance, so to kind of like give this context, if you lock 2 and give your front 10k, or 15, if you lock 3 and give your front row 15, your units are sitting at around 14, it's 29. Your units are sitting at 29. If you just had your boosters, they're at 27. So the difference is only into force matchups. If you lock 3, that is, if you have 3 different rear guards in the back row to lock, you can possibly hit force numbers. And I don't know, that is just awful. On your first ride, you are not calling 3 different named rear guards to the back row. Especially you're not calling any grade 2s to the back row just to get the skill off. The stacking effect is just worse than Fromage because you don't get the draws immediately. You have to stack weirdly because you draw the cards before you drive check, and then this gives you less cards to stack in the bottom. So if you have a lot of triggers, but you want to leave, you want to stack, you want to check 2 and check a third, you have to lock like 4. I don't know, not lock 4, but you have to like have so many units down, and then you can't lock and draw. Say you really need to draw. If you have too many triggers, you can't lock and draw because you draw into your triggers, but you want to check or you want to damage check. This is just, I don't know. I don't even think this beats out Goddess of the Sun for a spot because it's just so much worse than Fromage that it's just very unfortunate because Fromage has a rear guard skill to draw too. So Fromage is even good on the rear guard skill. It's even good when called by other card effects. This is just only good on the Vanguard Circle, maybe only good going first. So yeah, very unfortunate. So next card is actually slightly better. It's Battle Sister Mocha. When written on, cost +1. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, put one on the top or bottom. And the continuous rear guard circle, guardian circle. If you have 3 or more Battle Sister units, this card gets plus 5k power, plus 5k shield. If you have 4 more cards in hand, it gets plus 5k power. So it's a conditional macaron, but it's a continuous. The on-ride skill, we're not really going to talk about because it's not really going to power out macaron because macaron is just so easy to get 10k. So if you're playing like 2 of this maybe, just to get the extra, the variation of names and then as well as like the variation of power trigger conditions, that skill is almost never going to come up because it's a rear guard skill, so you're never riding this. You're riding Trifle, you're riding Choquette. So it's really weird. And then the power skill is pretty good. It's kind of conditional. If you have a full field, it's never going away. But if you're playing against a deck that if you're playing and you only have front row, if they just swing it to the other front row, this loses its power. They just swung it to. So yeah, it's a decent card. I can't see it powering out Macaron or any of those cards like that. But the shield can be nice in some circumstances, and the power game being conditional could be good in the grade 2 game if you're playing premium. So not a bad card, but yeah, we could have had better. And then Battle Sister Coco. When written on, call this card from your soul to your rear guard circle. And then act rear guard circle, rest this unit. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom of your deck. If you put it on the bottom, one of your units gets power plus 3k. This card is just awful. Like, this card is terrible. Sure, you can, every turn you get to proc your check skills. But the problem is you're not running a card to do that. You want all of your cards to do that and have other good effects. Like the decks that are doing stuff like that right now, they're checking the deck every turn because you're calling a card that gets another effect when it checks the deck. Not just you get 3k if you shove something to the bottom and then you power everything up. So you're losing 5k power, which the deck is what it does. It gets big columns. So you're not getting a big column to maybe power up your other on-check units. And then you want to hope to ride this card. So you're hoping to play a very subpar card to ride, because when you ride it, it's actually a good effect for the whole game. But if you don't see this before turn 3, this is probably the worst card in the deck, because you're never calling this in a game where you're struggling for cards. You just always keep this in your hand. So a card that's only good on turn 1, that you only want to see one of, that you need to play 4 of in your deck, just no way this card will ever receive a spot over a card like a Grade 3 Searcher, which even gets its power more often. It gets more power versus the Grade 3 Searcher that stacks a Heal Guardian, which can be very impactful, versus any of the other Battle System Grade 1s. There's no way this card has a spot. So overall, I think this is a very disappointing reveal season for this deck. All the cards are super underwhelming except Mocha. Fromage is just a joke. Coco is just a joke. And it's kind of sucks to be negative about a deck I like so much, but I mean, I don't know what they're doing with V Premium and releasing such underpowered cards while decks from 2 years ago are still dominating the meta. But, you know, I guess we just sit and wait until we get some actual real changes. And yeah, other than that, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be uploading. I'm pretty in and out. The game is kind of stale for me right now. There's not much to experiment with, not much to test. I'll be probably doing a Thegria deck profile once I get that deck built and running. I really want to play that deck, and I kind of want to play that deck in premium, so I'll have some of that up and running for you guys. But other than that, thanks for watching and take care.